Hi, everyone. Want to improve your eyesight or your personal vision? The movies that run in your head? Well, you're in for a treat. My name is Teeming. I'm the host of the Splendid Life show. My special guest today is Maggie Handcap, a licensed New York attorney, a Reiki master, and a teacher, and laughter yoga teacher, and a retired librarian slash teacher who conducts EFT or tapping workshops. So I asked Maggie to show us how we can use EFT or tapping to improve our eyesight today, because she said that she has seen it or learned about it, and so here we are. Hi, Maggie. I'm gonna put
Hello,
you on. Yes,
teaming.
yes.
Hello, teaming. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Good, good. I guess my interest in eyesight, I think I'd first like to quiz you a little bit and why this came up in your mind.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Why are you interested in eyesight? Is there any fear you have about your own eyes or your own visual acuity?
Well, okay, so I'm in my 40s right now, so my eyesight is, I feel that it's getting worse because, if you put the book too near me, I cannot read. It has to be like further away. So I'm at, somebody shows me something, I say, oh, you need it to be further away, I can't see. And in childhood, I was myopic, so I'm nearsighted. I couldn't see the board if I sat too far away in the classroom. So that's, and I wore really, really thick glasses. And let's see, in 1999 or 2000, I had LASIK surgery so that I could, just function without glasses. And then, that worked. I didn't get like perfect vision, but it worked for the most part. I could just go without glasses and things like that. So right now I am. Oh, yeah, but one side effect of that, of having
Mhm.
LASIK surgery, was at night, I don't see as well because I need more light to be able to see. So I think what the LASIK surgery did was it kind of lasered off like the cells in your eyes that are used to see in the dark.
Okay.
So that
Well,
that probably had some
this is a
effect.
great introduction, and I'm going to start us right off with tapping
Ah,
while
okay.
you're even describing this, okay?
All right.
So right now I'm going to start with the fear, even though I have this fear of fuzzy eyesight, because I'm 40, I deeply, completely accept myself. And you'll see I'm tapping on the karate chop point. And if
Right.
you would join along, or anyone who's listening, just join along and
Mhm.
gently tap while we say that 2 more times. Even though I have this fear of
Even
fuzzy
though I have
eyesight,
Okay, I will repeat after you. Even though I have this fear of fuzzy eyesight,
because I'm 40,
because I'm over 40,
over 40, okay, I deeply, completely accept myself and my fears.
I deeply and completely accept myself and my fears.
One more time, please, teaming. Even though I'm over 40,
Even though I'm over 40,
and you know what that means, my eyesight gets fuzzy.
and you know what that means, my eyesight gets fuzzy.
I deeply, completely accept myself and my fears.
I deeply and completely accept myself and my fears.
Now, please, we will use just a short wording, my fears or fuzzy eyesight, and we'll begin tapping on the top of our head.
Okay,
Gently, gently, my fear, fuzzy
my
eyes.
fear, fuzzy eyes, fuzzy eyesight.
Could use one or both hands and start where your eyebrow begins. Fuzzy eyesight, fuzzy eyesight.
Fuzzy eyesight, fuzzy eyesight.
To the side of the eye, and you'll notice as I tap, it's right on the bone. Gently, gently, fuzzy eyesight, fuzzy
Fuzzy
eyesight.
eyesight, fuzzy
Un-
eyesight.
Under the eye, on the bone itself, under the eye, on the bone itself. And you could use one hand or both. Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight.
Then under your nose, Timing. Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Under your lips. And again, we're just doing it like 7 to 10 times or whatever feels right to you. Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
And then I actually can take one hand or both and tap in the center of my collarbone, just below. And let me sit up a little bit, just below where the U is. I can tap with one hand, or some people find it easier to tap with both. Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
And then we're going to go a strange place, a couple of inches down. Again, let me stand up under our armpit and tap gently, gently, gently. Fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
And then in classes, I teach women to do this more at home, but right underneath your nipples, fuzzy eyesight fear.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
And then we'll just end with tapping our wrists together gently.
Fuzzy eyesight fear.
And then please take 2 or 3 really big breaths. And good. Now, interestingly enough, I watched yesterday just a videotape by Dr. Mercola, who's at mercola.com, and he feels with aging what might be happening. And he's a very big proponent. He wants us to tap on this. He feels the muscles may have become stressed out about our eyes. And he feels tapping might be able to help us with our eyesight. Okay, so that's Dr. Mercola. And then on Gary Craig's videotapes, all of his videotapes, he has the wonderful Carol Look, L-O-O-K.
Carol.
And Carol Look also has done a lot with eyesight and tapping. But if I may ask you another question, though,
Sure.
and I'm sorry to put you so on the spot through this, but what messages about eyesight did you hear from your family or your doctors or your friends? And you've given me one already that says, I'm old, I'm going to have bad eyes. Or am I too fierce in that? What other messages have you had about eyesight?
Well, you know, my parents both wear eyeglasses, and so did my 2 younger sisters. So, like, our whole family wore glasses. And like, if you growing up in school, I was in I grew up in Malaysia, so in the school system it's very competitive. Well, at least the school that I went to, you were grouped according to ability, so you were in we're in the top class. So all these people are like studying all the time, like most of the classmates are wearing glasses.
Stress. I would have loved to have been able to tap with you when you were 6 and 7 years old. But let's stop a minute. Does the fuzzy eyesight, I'm going to jump ahead to another question, does your fuzzy eyesight remind you of anything from childhood or from school days at all?
Fuzzy eyesight remind me of childhood or from school days. Well,
you
want to say what was your question that I saw, just interrupted you?
Well, the first question was more or less what messages had you picked up from your family, your friends, your doctors, and so also your family saying, "Oh, we all wear glasses," and then
you didn't actually say that.
Yes.
But you could see that, and then when you go for the eye checkup and stuff, right? It's every year it increases, right? Like the thickness of the glasses increases. Like, oh my God, my eyesight is doomed to get worse. But at some point it levels off, right?
Stop a moment, because I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to tap on. Even though I feel I am doomed to have bad eyesight, and you may repeat too if you'd like.
Okay, even though I feel that I'm doomed to have bad eyesight.
And every year I go to the doctor, it gets worse and worse.
And every year I go to the doctor and it gets worse and worse.
I accept myself and my eyesight.
I accept myself and my eyesight.
Okay. So even though I feel I am doomed to bad
Even
eyesight,
even though I feel that I'm doomed to bad eyesight,
I accept myself and my feelings of doom.
I accept myself and my feelings of doom.
Okay, so even though I feel, yes, I'm going to have bad eyesight, no way to get out of this,
Even though I feel that I'm going to have bad eyesight, no way to get out of this. Everybody who gets old are going to have bad eyesight.
I deeply, completely accept myself and my feelings.
I deeply and completely accept myself and my feelings.
Now, please, either with one hand or both, gently tap on the top of your head. But as Dr. Carol Look says, it can be any place around the head.
Okay.
But on top of your head, and just say, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
Where your eyebrows begin, and again, one hand or both, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
Then on the side of your eyes, on the bone itself, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
Then under the eye, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
Then please under your nose, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
And then under your lips, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
And then collarbone. And as I said, Timing, you can either take one hand and tap in this very center,
Mm-hmm.
or both hands and do kind of both sides. And again, just to repeat, doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight. I feel like Tarzan. You know, like
I love
okay.
it. I love it. And then please, under your armpit, about 3-4 inches down,
All right.
doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
Okay. Under your nipple, just about an inch underneath, and it's a little tricky to do for we women. Doomed to bad eyesight.
Doomed to bad eyesight.
And then we're going to tap our hands together, our wrists together, excuse me, pardon me. Our wrists together, doomed to bad eyesight. Perfect.
Doomed to bad eyesight. Sorry.
Okay, and then take a couple of very deep breaths. Now, let's stop for a minute. And I actually have clients, yeah, as you know, I was in the Peace Corps in Ukraine. So in Ukraine, this is my Ukrainian eye chart, which is a tumbling E I learned after I found my notes again. I said, what was that called? And
Huh.
this one is for children, for example, who can't speak a language or don't know the alphabet. And it can move around. You'll notice here, 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 here. This is one way to do it, is to get a tumbling eye chart or a Snellen eye chart. They're free online, and you can print them off and then place it. Normally, they suggest 20 feet away if you're working on distance work. But you and I are actually going to work on close-up work.
Okay.
And please, do you have your inspirational picture?
Yeah. So my
Perfect.
inspirational picture.
Yes. Perfect.
Life little instructions.
I like it. I like it. Now, right now, we're going to do a little testing. And often you can do this any time of day, but right now, put the picture at a distance where you can read the small print easily.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm back.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's like tilted. But oh well, I can
But
see the first three lines. That's what I can see.
the first three lines, okay.
The rest are
But
a little
not
bit fuzzy
none of the rest, or they're not really good yet.
and not
Okay.
very good yet.
Okay. Now, you know how, because I know you're a practitioner, a tapping practitioner yourself, and you know how we
Mhm.
always get a suds level. And we could get
Right.
a suds level even saying that we can only do the first three lines right now. Okay?
Okay. All
And
right.
so we can do that suds level by saying, even though I can only read the first three lines, or we could do it. Let's give you options and you pick out what you like. Or I can't, even though I can't see the fourth line and I want to,
Uh-huh.
I accept myself and my eyesight right now.
Okay, so
Okay?
before we go on, let's explain what SUDS level is because there might be people who are new to this.
Yes.
So what is SUDS level, Maggie?
It is SUDS, Subjective Units of Distress Scale.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we use a scale 0 to 10, and I'll start by talking about painful things or things that you're upset about. You could have no pain or no upsetment or no worries. So then we're a big 0.
Uh-huh.
However, let's say you have a pain in your knee. The
Uh-huh.
pain in your knee, when you think about it, a 10 would be, oh, I cannot get out of bed to take my children to school. I
Mm-hmm.
must get help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I can't do it. Or a 5 is like, oh, it hurts, but I'm going to keep on moving. I'm going to keep on moving. Maybe take an aspirin or a ibuprofen and
Mm-hmm.
see how I do.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with eyesight. We could say the 0, we could do it either way. A 0 could be I see all of the letters on
Perfectly,
that
right? Yeah.
perfectly. I see
Yeah.
all those letters perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and what we could say right now is you're not seeing them all perfectly, but you
No.
did get the first three lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're that's less than 10 feet away. Oh my God. My eyesight are oh, it's terrible.
No, no, no. Do not worry. We will say right now, let's say, your visual acuity, if you want to, the sharpness of your vision. Um,
Mm.
let's say if we want to go to the bad aspect, we could give it like a 6, saying it's not very sharp right now. Okay? It's a 6. We're just not getting over there to see this very clearly. And
Mm-hmm.
we could use, like I say, I like to use a little notebook, and
Mm-hmm.
I actually jot this down. I'll put down like
Notebook.
today's date, and I put down, oh, a 6. And I also, for eyesight, I have people record how many feet away is your eye chart
Okay. Right.
or your inspirational saying that you're going to try to read. So we
Mm-hmm.
have a 6, which is your SUDS level right now,
Mm-hmm.
because we're saying, well, you can't quite see but the top of it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's how many feet or meters away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Wrote it down.
Okay, and today's date, we've got
Yep.
it. Okay,
Date. Mm-hmm.
yes, okay. And we can even, I use the abbreviation ET, even though. ET
Oh.
is a short way for me to put down what I've been tapping on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I put two things down. I put doomed to bad
Doomed.
eyes.
Doomed to bad eyes. Okay. I'm going to
Okay?
write that down.
And
Doomed.
the first one was old age equals bad eyes.
Okay.
Okay? Now, as a matter of fact, before we move ahead, let's go back to
Mm-hmm.
old age is you've got to have bad eyes with old age. And
Okay.
you're saying 40 is old, but
Yeah.
Timing, I'm 66 and I'm still doing okay with my vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true.
Anyway, okay, Timing, we're going to go back, and when I say Oh, old age, I have to have bad vision. What sort of intensity does it still bring up a truthfulness to you that that's got to be? It's got to be the truth. Old age, I'm going to get poor vision. Is that true to you?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's like a 5, I guess
Ooh,
I'm
oh, okay,
like
okay,
accepting it.
okay.
Um,
Then, well, let's go right next to where we have old age, bad eyes, and put a 5 down for now.
okay.
Let's see if we can lessen the intensity of just that. You've got a belief, a movie running in your head right now, don't you?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
the movie teaming says, nah, I'm old. I'm 40 plus. That's it. My eyes are going. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe,
Yeah.
as Dr. Mercola says, maybe we can do something about relaxing the eye muscles
Okay.
and working on this. So may we tap again, and may I show you another spot to tap, and
Okay.
that's
Sure.
called a sore point.
The
Uh,
sore
uh,
point.
the
Okay.
sore point, or some places I saw in England, they call it a tender spot. And I'm
Uh,
putting my chest up here so you see
uh-huh.
where our collarbone is. And I come
Okay.
down about 3 inches and go over a couple of inches. And I feel around in my chest until I find some spot that seems to be a little tender or sensitive.
What do you call those spots? Like, is there
I call these are special. They are neurolymphatic points.
neural lymphatic point?
Neurolymphatic points.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
I've seen
they're,
spots.
yeah, they're good to keep clear on a regular basis, a
Mm.
couple of times a week for
Mm-hmm.
people to make sure they don't hurt. But right now we're going to start off, even though I feel once you get over 40, your
Even
eyes get bad.
okay. Even though I feel once you get over 40, your eyes just deteriorate. Your eyesight
Deteriorate.
deteriorates.
I accept myself and my feelings about eyesight and aging.
I accept myself and my feelings about eyesight and aging.
And just to tell the audience to keep on rubbing that sore point, that neurolymphatic point, and say again, even though my eyes are going to deteriorate because I'm aging,
Even though my eyes are going to deteriorate as I'm aging,
I accept myself and my feelings about aging.
I accept myself and my feelings about aging.
Okay? So last time, even though, oh
Even though,
man, even though as I age, my eyes are going to get bad,
even though my eyes are gonna get bad as I age,
I deeply, completely, I love and accept myself even with my aging and my eyes.
I deeply and completely accept myself, aging eyes and all.
Thank you, thank you. So then top of head, excuse me, let me just move this a bit here. Top of head,
Uh-huh.
age, poor eyes. Tap,
Age,
poor
poor
eyes,
eyes,
or bad eyesight. Yeah.
bad eyesight, bad eyesight. Yeah.
Yeah, and then eyebrows. Aging. Aging is bad eyes. Where your eyebrows
Aging
stand.
and
Bad
bad
eyes.
eyes.
Yep. Side of the eye on the bone itself. Oh, this aging.
Oh, this aging.
Then
Ah,
under the eyes. This aging leads to bad eyes.
this aging leads to bad eyes.
Under the nose. Under the nose. This aging, it leads to bad eyes, or so I've been told.
All this aging leads to bad eyes, or so I've been told. And actually, a lot of my friends who are over 40 have the same problems of bad eyesight, you know.
Then under your lips, this aging, this feeling that my eyes will deteriorate. Aging and eyes.
Aging, deteriorating eyesight. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Okay. Then tap on one hand in the middle of your collarbone, or both hands if you want to.
Hmm.
Tapping, tapping, tap, tap.
Okay.
Aging and eyes. Aging and eyes.
Aging and eyes. Aging and eyes.
Then under your armpits, a couple of inches down, you can either, if you can't reach easily, you could take your right hand and tap under your left side if that's easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aging and eyes.
And then under your nipple, just about an inch down from there, aging and eyes.
Aging and bad eyes.
And then your wrists together, your wrists together. And then please take several really strong, deep breaths.
Okay.
Okay, T. Ming, as you sit there, I have two questions for you. When you were tapping, did any story come up in your head? Any pictures or any story in your head about eyesight or your eyes while you were tapping? Did any story come up yet?
Well, it's basically, as I was saying, like my friends also experience the same kind of thing, you know, where when we need to like adjust the book so that we can actually read. So I see that, right? I've experienced that.
And
So,
I'm writing down in my little notebook another one maybe to tap on. All my friends experience it. All my friends experience it. Okay? But let's go back to your belief, your original belief. We were talking about with old age, you have to have bad eyes. It's just natural that the minute you get over 40, your eyes are going to become, your sight is fuzzy, not clear. How firmly do you believe that right now? Has anything shifted in your beliefs?
what was I? What age
You
was I?
were a 5.
I still believe that, so I still am a 5.
Okay, okay. And so we've got a real movie running in your head right now. This movie is running in your head that says, oh, there can't be any other reality. Do you know Dr. Mercola at all? He does a large website on health issues.
Yeah, I don't know of him, but I'm sure I can find him on the internet.
Okay. What I'm going to do is give you a couple of other hints. And normally, eyes represent, in Louise Hay's viewpoint again, that we're not seeing clearly the past or the present or the future. Okay?
So symbolic, right? Like
symbolic.
The eyes, when we have fuzzy eyesight, it also affects us because we also think of vision symbolically, right? The past, present, and future.
Yes.
Yeah,
now, as a child, you had myopia.
Myopia, yeah, nearsightedness.
Nearsightedness. So, according to Louise Hay's feelings and her research she had done on this tends to happen to people who fear the future. Now, fear the future. So that might be something to add down in your list, fear of the future. Fear of the future. And then I also had done a little research before we got together for this too, about childhood eyesight problems.
Childhood eyesight problems, okay.
And again, thinking of what is the feeling if a child starts having eyesight problems, one of Louise Hay's ideas is child does not wish to see what's going on in the family.
Okay.
So it's another interesting little side that'll come up. But we're going to go back to your original one again. That old age means you must have bad eyes. Okay? We're going to work on that and do a little more tapping. And I'm trying to look at the time for you too, not to keep you too long over on your on your time here.
Right.
So we're going to go back and say, and just be a little more open about this. Do you think, and I'm going to ask you a question about, you have a belief that old age means my eyes get bad. Would any portion of that belief ever, that movie that runs in your head, could you ever let a little bit of it go? Would you ever be ready to release a little bit and say, maybe that's not true? Maybe there's something I could do to improve my vision?
Yeah, yeah, I think part of me feels that because that's why I invited you to this
Okay.
show so that, I'm trying to see if it worked for you because I think a little bit about your story is like, you had surgery when you were a child and you had always
Yes.
worn glasses, and then like around like 50s for 49 or something like
Yes,
that. You
yes,
said you're,
in law school of all
yeah, in
things.
law school
A very,
yeah,
a
you
very,
felt that you could see without glasses better. So
yes,
I was
yes,
intrigued by that, and so I was like,
yes,
well,
yeah.
if it worked for you, perhaps it could work for me.
Yes, yes. And maybe I relaxed enough, but things are going on. You're very busy right now. And at this stage of life, you have many, what shall I say, things that between children and family and all the work things that you have to do to keep a home and a household up, you've got many things on you,
Yeah,
okay, that are
right.
burdens, that are thoughts that are coming at you all the time.
Uh-huh.
So maybe if we could just release a little bit of that belief, that mind movie that you've got in there that
Mm.
says, oh yeah, once I get old, boy, oh boy. So we're going to work on and we're going to tap again though. Even though I have this belief about once I get old, I lose my eyesight.
Even
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, even though I have this belief that once I get old, I am doomed to have bad eyesight,
I am willing to release a little bit, maybe 10% of that movie I have in my mind.
I'm willing to release perhaps 10% of that movie in my mind.
Is that too high a percent or is that okay? 10% or 5?
10% is good.
Okay, it's
10%.
okay, not too much. Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm willing to release just a little, a smidgen, I say, a smidgen, just a little tiny bit of it. And I
Hmm.
accept myself and I can keep the rest of it, but I'm going to release just a little bit of that belief.
Okay, so I accept myself and I'm going to just release a little of that belief.
Mhm.
Mm.
So again, so we do it, remember, 3 times. Even though I have this belief that age is the same as getting bad eyesight,
Even though I believe that old age inevitably leads to bad eyesight,
I am right now today, I'm willing to release just chut-chut, as the Ukrainians say, chut-chut, 10%.
I'm willing to release just a little bit, maybe 10% of that
Okay.
belief.
And I accept myself and my feelings
And I accept myself and my feelings
about eyesight, the 90% and the 10%.
about eyesight, the 90% and the 10%. That's 100%. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so even though
Even
I,
though,
I think this aging business just leads inevitably to bad eyes,
even though I think aging inevitably leads to bad eyesight,
today I'm willing to release maybe 10% of that movie I have in my head.
today I'm willing to release 10% of that movie in my
And
head.
yeah, and I accept myself and my 90% belief and my 10% belief that says I'm going to let some of this go.
And I accept my 90% of the belief of old age leads to bad eyesight and 10% believe that I'm gonna let this go and try to improve my eyesight. There must be a way.
Or maybe we could word it, the 10% could be relaxing my eye muscles.
Ah,
Re-
okay, maybe that's better. Less of the striving, more of the relaxing into accepting that, with relaxation that I could
yes,
actually improve my eyesight just by being
possibly,
relaxed.
possibly, just by being relaxed. So that's
Possibly,
just
okay.
top of the head,
Possibly.
top of the head. That 10%
Yeah, that 10%.
relaxing.
Relaxing.
Then eyebrows, either one or both eyebrow, 10% relaxing.
10% relaxing.
Then please the side of the eye right on the bone itself, and you could do one hand or both.
Mm-hmm.
10%,
Relaxing.
relaxing my eye muscles. Then,
Relaxing eye muscle.
then under my eye, relaxing eye muscles.
Relaxing eye muscle.
And then under my nose, relaxing eye muscles.
Relaxing eye muscles.
And then under our lips, relaxing eye muscles.
Relaxing eye muscles.
And then either one hand at our center of our collarbone or two hands if you want to tap. Relaxing my eye muscles.
Relaxing my eye muscles.
And then you can either use both hands and tap about 3 inches down under your armpit, 3 to 4 inches, relaxing my eye muscles.
Relaxing my eye muscles.
And then if you feel like it, just an inch, 1 inch under your nipple area, relaxing my eye muscles.
Relaxing my eye muscles.
And then please just wrists together gently, gently, relaxing my eye muscles.
Relaxing my eye muscles.
So let me get myself back in here and see you properly. And then please, a couple of big, big breaths. And T-Ming, I forgot to have you have water next to you too. I should have had you have a water right next to you. My apologies.
That's okay.
I'm so used to having someone a little closer. And I say, oh yes, reach for your water.
Reach for your water. I'll be right back, folks.
So no, while T-Ming is getting water, often tapping works best when you're hydrated. So if you're very, very dehydrated, which you can be in California often, without realizing it, make sure that when you're tapping or using any of the energy techniques, that you keep yourself hydrated with a little bit of extra water. Perfect.
All right, sorry, I'm back. With my water.
Yep. Fantastic, fantastic. So take a little sip of water.
Okay.
And then I'll show you 2 other ways that people relax their eyes. And I'm sure you know about these. One is called cupping. Let's say, okay, you've been on the computer a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Take the palms of your hands and gently, gently cup them totally over your eyes. And breathe in and out smoothly. You know, no rough breathing, just gently, gently breathe in and out. And then you may remove your palms from your hand. Sometimes you can actually do this cupping up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you want to, just for a mini break for your eyes, okay? And then, of course, the other one that we all know about from using computers, I am sitting next to a computer, but I can now lift my eyes up, and I see 1, 2, 3 short palm trees, very green. I do see a brown tree, which is the rain tree, and it's starting to lose all. And I'm looking at a far distance. So instead of as far as you could from where you are.
Oh, I'm in a room, so I'm looking at a Christmas tree.
Okay, that's good. But if you had nature, that's why when you set up your computer, try to set it up so you have this view out a window or even a picture or a painting that you have in your house that gives you that feeling of distance. Mother Nature, Mother Nature. And then your eyes adjust to looking out at something other. And the green, of course, is very healing, but just to get your eyes to look at something else, okay? And so we're going to do a little mini test right now.
All right.
And the mini test is you have your inspirational poster at a distance from you. Your inspirational poster. I'm going to have you just, and it's I shouldn't have used the word test, maybe.
It's
Test
okay. I don't get test anxiety, I don't think.
Oh, okay, okay. But I think of younger children. When test is in front of you, your eye muscles are bound to go, ah, I cannot see a thing. I can't see a thing. So no, please now look over at your inspirational poster, and I'm going to look at my tumbling E
Okay.
and see if there's any other visual changes. It might have gotten worse, truthfully, or you might just see the edges of some letters a little better.
Hey, actually, I can read a little bit better, huh? I see nice little instructions. Every so often, push your luck. Never underestimate the power of a kind word or deed. Hey, never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. Become the most positive and enthusiastic person you know. Learn to
Yay!
listen.
Yay!
I actually can
Yay!
read it. I'm like, oh,
Okay,
awesome.
and we only did a little 10% releasing so far. Okay, 10%.
10%. All
So
right.
think of it, T Ming. Would you be ready to do a little more releasing or not yet? And with my clients, I always let it, you're the boss. You're the boss. I don't rush anybody into anything because you have deeply held beliefs about eyesight.
Yeah.
Deeply held.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And it's been reinforced by your parents having the glasses, and that's that. Your friends who are over 40 are saying, nope, that's it. You just must do this and get
Yeah.
reading glasses. Even maybe your doctor said this too when you had the LASIK surgery. He maybe offered you two choices. There's often one repair, and then the second adds a bifocal part to your eyes. Okay? And so you have all these messages, these movies that are running in your head that said, oops, I can't do anything. But I believe now that you are ready, maybe on another day or on another tapping session we can do, you might be able to go up to, what about removing and releasing 20% of that mind movie, that story that's right there in your head that says this is what it's got to be. Bad eyes, bad eyes. It's got to be. So question me about this because
Well, okay, so I guess when we tapped on relaxing, and so it kind of, instead of striving to get better eyesight, you are actually going to just relaxing the physical relaxation of your eyes, right?
right, but we
Rather
yeah.
than like, I want to see better, I want to improve. You are
No,
doing
no,
that?
no, no. We started, remember, we did tapping on old age, you get bad eyes. That's it. That's my belief. Okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
We also tapped on I am doomed to have bad eyes. A mind
Yeah.
movie, again, that's right in your head that says, oh, yeah, I am doomed to get bad eyes. So we let the whole gamut of all the negative conditioning come beat at you. And you accepted it and said, okay, that's all right. That's all right. You accepted it first and you made that as part of your belief system. I questioned you a little bit, but you were willing to let go of a little bit of this belief. A little bit. I'm not expecting you to change overnight and say, wow, I know I can do anything with tapping and never stop going to your eye doctor. For example, that's, I'm a lawyer, not a doctor. Keep going to your eye doctor to check on changes and be safe. But there are so many things that you can work on in the in-between time that may result, I think, and my belief is in even more changes that may come about.
So actually, what we're doing is working on my beliefs and like kind of opening the possibility that there can be other beliefs that are healthier, right? What you're doing
Yes.
is just kind of reducing the size of this belief and then maybe expanding the size of this belief. Is
Right,
that
and
it?
remember in our classes too, the word reframe. Okay, some people had episodes that happened in their life and they tap, 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 tap. They start to see something different. The mind movie changes, and either they see the episode in a different fashion as less worrisome, or they realize the big reframe is often, oh, wait, I was 5 years old then, or oh, wait, I was 4 years old, and am I going to believe that 4-year-old the rest of my life? I've been letting this mind movie keep playing over and over, and I believe it all. And you're ready to say, well, let me see if there's some other research I can let in there. Even if it's little at the beginning, let in a new idea. A new idea is going to come in. A new movie may come in. And it may not be overnight. It may take many tappings, but that's why I keep this book and I say, okay, what kind of intensity? Old age, you've got to have bad eyes. Sounds like you might have gotten down a little bit from your 5. You had a level of intensity about that of a 5. Maybe you've changed. Look at the wording, I am doomed to have bad eyes. How true is that for you now that you said, oh, wait, I see a little bit better? And the very act of seeing better, I think, may open you up more. Or the next one, okay, my friends all, if they're over 40, they have the same experience with bad eyes. Okay? And what about, and this, if no other story comes up from your childhood, talk a little bit, maybe even though, do I fear the future? Use Louise Hay's thoughts and say, wait a minute, is there some fear of the future that I'm not looking into or not, am I just worried generally and I don't know a specific yet? Tapping does best on a specific, and that's why we use the eye chart, and we have you say, oh, I only see this one on top. Then we're doing a specific. We can then go from your inspirational message and say, okay, now I can see this one. And specifics. We want to always tap on very, very specific things, okay? And not generally on, oh, yeah, I'm afraid of the future. Well, what are you afraid about? Are you afraid your job is not secure? Are you afraid of family problems? Get really specific. I am afraid that my friendship with so-and-so, that it has fallen apart, and something specific. That we've had an argument or that we've had something happen, and it's a specific thing that you can really tap on and lessen down. But I can leave you, and I often do with my clients, saying, okay, we have those things to tap on, the old age, doomed, and my friends all have bad eyes, okay? And say, okay, get each of these down to 0 or 1. Maybe we won't remove it completely. Maybe it has been so ingrained in your head that our list here, we'll get it down, we'll get it down, we'll get it down, slowly but surely. But there's something that's going to always be there. And it might be a little protection for you too. That's okay, let it be. But I say 0 or 1, we can try to get this done. Then see how you're seeing your inspirational picture with words, or how a Snellen eye chart does, or just the tumbling E does. And then you'll see something a little different. Then see how it's going, you know?
Okay, so I think you also mentioned that there was like different types of fear, right? Like fear of the future. So if you don't have anything specific, you're just fearful of the future, what the future may bring, or you're not clear about what you want to do for the future. How would you tap on that?
Well, remember, we have, maybe it's a big tabletop called anxiety. I'm putting a big circle up there.
Okay.
But let's look for specifics, though. Is there anything more specific? I mean, you can try to tap on a huge thing like that. I am fearful of the future, but it's immense. It is so huge. I'm opening up my hand saying, whoa, it can be thousands of things. You have 60,000 plus thoughts each day.
Yeah, I do have
Couldn't
more than that, I think. I just think
couldn't
too much.
couldn't we concentrate on maybe 5 of those thoughts that are specific about fear,
Right, right, right.
or you know, or specific about worries, for example, about your children, uh,
Mm,
or about
yeah.
families, or but to get more specific, because generalized anxiety is big. It's very big, and we
Hmm.
can certainly tap on. Even though my fearfulness, my anxiety right now is well, again, give it a 0. 10 is you're afraid to leave the house.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
10 is going to be a real phobia of, and I've worked with people. We can get this moving along, but we do the specific of, even though I am afraid to leave my apartment. Okay.
Mm,
I
mhm,
accept myself and my fear. And
mhm.
even though I have not left my apartment and I've had one lady 2 years who's really
Wow.
stayed close to home and could only
Mhm,
leave when a friend was able to get her, really. And you tap on that and lesson, 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 but it's a
mm,
specific thing. So maybe let's make an appointment in a couple of months, and we'll figure out some fears that maybe you would like to tap on, specific
mhm,
fears. Okay?
mhm, mhm,
And I'll look for some too for my life too. But
mhm.
we could leave that for another time, for another
Yeah,
tapping time.
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
yeah. Appreciate the time you spent with us today.
Oh,
And yeah,
I am such a fan of tapping and how it's helped me and my family and my children in so many different things. And especially the years in the Peace Corps when I was often using a translator to do this. And I'd
uh-huh.
be like, whoa, is anyone going to understand this? But we had beautiful results, just
Mm,
beautiful. And
mhm,
so it's made me even more of a fan in saying, yes, let's get your stress level down a bit. And for example, for today, thank you for thinking about your eyes and the stress that's going on with all your muscles that are around there,
mhm,
and how maybe tapping, as we saw, if you're willing to release a little bit of that mind movie,
mhm.
you were able to move ahead a bit and say, oh, I see this better, I see this better. But
Yeah,
also those
yeah.
the tapping along with like the eye cupping, you can just do anytime
Right,
you're
the eye
feeling
cupping.
tired.
Right. Definitely.
Okay, or the one I've done for years, because I've been as a professional using computers, I've always been blessed to have an office that had a window that went outside. And so
Mhm, mhm.
outdoors is such a blessing. We can look out there, see a bit of the sky, a few green things, a few brown things this time of year,
Mhm.
and just feel wonderful again. Feel wonderful again. So
Yeah.
thank you, T Ming. I'm so pleased you asked me to do this, and I'll be working on my videos on the website at handcamp.com too, and
Uh-huh.
also on my blog. I have Tap I Am Love is my business, and so
Uh-huh.
we'll meet each other, I'm sure, again.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would like to check back with you, like perhaps in a few months, about
Yes,
tapping on different types of fear because
fear. Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
I think, a lot of people have fear of this, fear of that. Like the most common fears, like fear of failure, fear of
yes,
rejection, fear of, I don't know, betrayal,
yes, yeah,
fear
yeah.
of being seen, actually,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so all kinds of fear.
Fear.
So
Yep.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
to actually tap on those type of
Yes,
things.
but
Yeah.
try to also, as you tap yourself on eyesight, will do fear, and I'm just writing it down so I remind myself in a couple of months too. Um, but fears, we do best with specific things that have happened.
Fear,
Okay,
specific incidents or
incident,
okay.
something that's a real something that's happened that you say, oh, yes, I know I'm going to get rejected. Or, oh,
Mm,
yes, I know I can't be seen. Okay.
hmm.
Or,
Ah,
oh,
okay.
yes. Okay.
Hmm.
So, rejection, especially in relationships, or the bravery of yourself. Here you are being seen by technically thousands and thousands of people
Mm.
on the teeming Splendid Life show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
And
Right.
so you're opening yourself up to being seen and
Mm-hmm.
letting these things come out. So thank you. Thank you. But yes,
You.
we'll connect again. We'll connect again after the holidays. And so
Yeah.
all the best in the new year.
And to you too, Maggie. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
So,
welcome.
yeah. So I
Bye
like
for
to,
now. Bye for
yes.
now.
All right. Bye bye. So,
Bye
to
bye.
all our viewers, thank you very much for watching our show. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. It's www.youtube.com/user/teaming connection. Thank you.